Welcome to Mayfidav TV. You are highly welcomed. Please kindly subscribe, like and share this video. Thank you. The recent actions of Burkina Faso's President Ibrahim Traore have stirred significant unrest among Western powers. Traore's bold stance against Western influence, particularly from France, has revealed deeper, underlying reasons for the tension. His moves to sever ties with France and assert Burkina Faso's autonomy have not only disrupted long-standing geopolitical dynamics, but also highlighted the challenges Western powers face in maintaining their influence in Africa. Traore's rise to power in 2022 marked a pivotal shift in Burkina Faso's foreign policy. Previously, the country, like many former French colonies, struggled with a legacy of colonialism, which left many citizens feeling that France still held a neocolonial grip on their affairs. This perception fueled Traore's determination to break free from French influence and chart an independent course for Burkina Faso. His actions, including expelling the French ambassador and suspending cooperation with France, were clear signals of this new direction. One of the hidden reasons Western powers are fighting Traore is the threat he poses to their established interests in the region. Traore's push to end Western-backed interventions, which he and many Burkinabe citizens view as ineffective, undermines the traditional power structures that have allowed Western countries to maintain control. His efforts to limit French media propaganda and his outspoken opposition to Western interference have further alienated Western powers, who see these moves as direct challenges to their authority. Traore's strategy also includes forging closer ties with non-Western powers like Russia. This shift represents a significant departure from the historical alignment with Western interests and opens up new strategic and economic partnerships for Burkina Faso. The move towards Russia is driven by a deep-seated distrust of Western powers and a desire for alternative alliances that do not come with the same colonial baggage. For Russia, Burkina Faso offers a valuable foothold in Africa, presenting opportunities to expand its influence and counter Western dominance. The Western response to Traore's actions has been multifaceted. Deploying the Wagner Group and spreading propaganda to discredit Traore are part of a broader effort to destabilize his regime. However, these tactics have often backfired, exposing the hypocrisy of Western interventions in Africa. The presence of Western troops on the continent, under the guise of promoting stability, contrasts sharply with their accusations against Traore and his allies. Moreover, the geopolitical stakes are high for both sides. For Western powers, maintaining influence in Burkina Faso and the broader region is crucial for strategic and economic reasons. The country's abundant natural resources and strategic location make it a valuable ally. For Traore, aligning with Russia and other non-Western powers offers military and economic support that is critical for his country's development and security. Russia's provision of military equipment and training has significantly bolstered Burkina Faso's counter-terrorism capabilities, filling the void left by France's withdrawal. This partnership with Russia also reflects a broader trend of African countries seeking more balanced and diversified international relations. Traore's actions resonate with a growing sense of Pan-Africanism, emphasizing unity, self-reliance, and resistance to external intervention. His approach challenges the status quo and defies the expectations set by Western powers, frustrating their efforts to maintain control. The conflict between Traore and Western powers is also a battle of ideologies. Traore's rejection of Western-backed solutions to problems like terrorism and poverty, and his advocacy for alternative approaches, represent a broader critique of Western interventionism. His stance highlights the failures of past policies and the need for new strategies that genuinely address the needs and aspirations of African nations. Additionally, Traore's efforts to consolidate power and eliminate French influence have involved careful and strategic maneuvers. He has worked to secretly remove French officials, reducing their presence and minimizing the chances of sabotage. By expelling the French ambassador and limiting French media influence, Traore has demonstrated his commitment to ending neocolonial interference and asserting Burkina Faso's sovereignty. Traore's challenge to Western powers extends beyond diplomatic and military spheres. His pursuit of economic partnerships with non-Western countries, particularly in mining, energy, and infrastructure development, is a direct affront to the traditional economic dependencies that have long tied African nations to Western economies. By diversifying Burkina Faso's economic partnerships, Traore aims to reduce reliance on Western aid and investment, fostering greater economic independence. Moreover, Traore's vocal support for Russia's military operations and his public declarations against Western ideologies have further heightened tensions. His willingness to align Burkina Faso with countries like Russia and North Korea despite potential repercussions, signals a broader shift in global alliances and challenges the hegemony of Western powers. This realignment has significant implications for the balance of power in Africa and the global geopolitical landscape. The hidden reasons behind Western opposition to Traore also include concerns about the spread of his ideology and the potential for other African leaders to follow his example. Traore's emphasis on Pan-Africanism, self-reliance, and resistance to external intervention resonates with a broader continental movement towards independence and self-determination. Western powers fear that Traore's success could inspire similar movements across Africa, further eroding their influence and control. Traore's defiance of Western expectations and his ability to outmaneuver assassination plots demonstrate his political acumen and strategic foresight. By navigating the complex geopolitical landscape and forging new alliances, Traore has positioned himself as a formidable leader on the African continent. His actions have not only challenged Western powers, but have also redefined the parameters of African sovereignty and independence. However, the hidden reasons why Western powers are fighting Ibrahim Traore stem from his threat to their established interests, his challenge to their authority, and his pursuit of alternative alliances. His actions disrupt the traditional power dynamics in the region and offer a new model of independence and self-reliance for African countries. As Traore continues to navigate these complex geopolitical waters, his leadership marks a significant moment in the ongoing struggle for African autonomy and the redefinition of international relations on the continent. Traore's bold stance and strategic maneuvers have set a precedent for other African leaders, signaling a potential shift in the global balance of power and a new era of African self-determination. In his tenure as the military leader who assumed power in Burkina Faso in 2022, Captain Ibrahim Traore has profoundly transformed the country's relationship with the West, particularly France, through his actions and statements. Prior to Traore's leadership, Burkina Faso, like many former French colonies, grappled with the complex legacy of colonialism. Many citizens perceived France as maintaining a neocolonial influence, interfering in internal affairs and hindering the country's development. This sentiment fueled Traore's determination to sever ties with France and assert Burkina Faso's autonomy. Moreover, Ibrahim Traore and many Burkinabe citizens hold a belief that Western-backed solutions to challenges such as terrorism and poverty have proven ineffective. This disillusionment with Western interventionism has fueled a desire for alternative approaches, including forging closer ties with non-Western powers like Russia. Additionally, a growing sense of Pan-Africanism across the continent has further fueled Traore's grand plans, emphasizing African unity, self-reliance, and rejecting external intervention. By challenging the status quo and defying the expectations set by the Western powers, Ibrahim Traore has not only reached the threshold that the West sought to prevent African leaders from crossing, but also surpassed it, leaving the West frustrated by his ingenious tactics. Captain Ibrahim Traore recognized that removing France from Burkina Faso required consolidating support and power. Challenging a deeply rooted influence demanded significant strength and rejection. To achieve this, Traore embarked on a secret mission, discreetly removing French officials to keep foreign powers in the dark about his future plans. By reducing their presence, he aimed to minimize the chances of sabotage. His display of power began with expelling the French ambassador and suspending cooperation and long-standing ties with France. He also limited the spread of French media propaganda under the guise of journalism. Additionally, Traore openly voiced his opposition to Western countries and their interference in Burkina Faso. Under Traore's leadership, Burkina Faso witnessed a significant shift in its foreign policy towards Russia. This change represented historical grievances, current political realities, and strategic considerations on both sides. The transformation was driven by deep-seated distrust towards Western powers and the pursuit of alternative partnerships. It presents both opportunities and challenges for Burkina Faso's future and the broader region. Burkina Faso's grievances with the West stem from a legacy of colonialism and neocolonial practices. French interventions in regional conflicts were often viewed as ineffective and detrimental to local interests, further eroding trust and fueling the search for new allies. In response, Western countries deployed the Wagner Group in Africa, spreading propaganda that they were responsible for murders. However, the presence of Western troops in African countries exposed the hypocrisy of such claims. For Russia, Burkina Faso represents a valuable partner in its quest for greater global influence and as a counterweight to Western hegemony. The country's strategic location and abundant natural resources make it an attractive ally. Through military and economic assistance, Russia aims to establish a foothold in the region and position itself as a key player in African affairs. The Russia-Burkina Faso partnership has materialized in various ways, with Russia becoming the primary supplier of military equipment and weapons, filling the void left by France's withdrawal. This critical support has significantly bolstered Burkina Faso's counterterrorism capabilities and solidified its ties with Russia. While France intended to deprive Burkina Faso of weapons and increase terrorism, Russia prevented that scenario, thwarting the Western tactic of creating conflicts and then offering assistance. Furthermore, Burkina Faso sought to diversify its economic partnerships, turning to Russia for assistance. Burkina Faso has signed deals in mining, energy exploration, and infrastructure development, providing a lifeline to its struggling economy and laying the foundation for future collaboration. These agreements have brought a powerful ally to Burkina Faso in the form of Russia. Russia has emerged as a vocal defender of the Burkina Faso government on the international stage, shielding it from criticism and potential sanctions. This unwavering support has strengthened President Ibrahim Traore's legitimacy and elevated his global standing. It is important to note that President Vladimir Putin's personal backing has played a significant role in consolidating Traore's power. Putin's recognition, diplomatic support, and provision of military and economic assistance have helped solidify Traore's hold on the military, a crucial power base, and establish him as a prominent figure domestically and internationally.